Hey everybody, it's great to see you. Brian Eastman and I are here back in the midst of the construction. First, before we go any farther, please also always note Brian continues to have the best hard hat in the room. Yes. But apart from that, hey, so last time we were here, we were just really starting deconstruction, and deconstruction has continued and construction is kind of going on. So there is a lot of stuff since the last time you were in here with us that has happened in here. And over, one of the biggest things is over to the side where all of that storage was in Wagonalls. You can see, Joe will help us see, that all of that has now been taken out.
Yeah.
Everything is out of there. And one of the things you'll see, Joe will show you, is that you may remember that there was kind of a storage room up in the part. Right. Most recently they had organ pipes up there, but I think there had been office and files up there. Yep. And there was this massive steel I-beam. All right, whoever put that I-beam in not only is just a belt and suspenders kind of guy, but belt and suspenders and
plus a Sherman tank. Right?
And a Sherman tank, yes. So you can see the edge. So they were in here with plasma cutters just this week, cutting that out. As you can see back in there, that window now to the south is completely open once again for, I don't know, maybe 70 years later now.
It's been quite a few years. That's
yeah.
For sure.
Well, originally, some of you, I don't know who's watching this, who may remember, nobody's really been able to give us a straight story as to when that was closed in. But in the original construction, we do have pictures that this was a little stage area. And you can even see from the arch, a little stage area, a little stage was back in there, and that window obviously let light in to that side. As we're moving forward, there's going to be an electric window shade that's going to be installed there. So being to the south, there's going to be a lot of light coming in there, and there may be moments when that's a problem. One of the other big things that's happened in here, apart from just stuff getting scraped off of the walls, as you can see, but you can see the framing for the new arches that are going to be part of the ceiling that are running along the ceiling and down to the sides. So those are all going to be closed in. One of the cool things about that is that recessed lighting is going to be tucked up in there.
Right.
And
a wash over the ceiling.
Yeah, wash over the ceiling. One of the cool things about that is that it's all going to be LED lights. So we're going to be able to change the mood in the room by changing the color of lighting. So, yeah, so that's going to be kind of fun, but it'll wash over the ceiling. You may remember in Wagonalls there was wash-up lights that was on the side. All of that's come off, and then that'll be replaced by that. The new chandeliers will hang out of those arches as well, so you can kind of see that. It was interesting to watch them build that. That is a lot of work in fitting to get all of that stuff up in there. So they've been working pretty hard here.
They were actually laid out down on the floor and then assembled and then lifted up into place.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to watch it. We have been standing down here. We can tell you where all of the bumps of that ceiling are located now. Right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Right. It drives Brian and I a little crazy, but that's just part of the way that it goes. So let's take a walk on over. We can see a little bit of the kitchen. Joe can also show you obviously all of the flooring. We're now looking at the original oak flooring that was in this space from the 1920s. This is not the way it's going to be, but you kind of see the original stuff now down through here. So you might remember this area entered into what we knew of as the library, and that whole back section was storage, has now become pantry storage for the kitchen. This whole front area is going to be storage for tables and chairs, such as what was back behind the wall in Wagonalls Hall. All of that storage is being moved into this area. What's interesting is a square footage, this is actually bigger and more available for storage than what the other space was. One of the things as we were in here in Wagonalls that had been one of the things that has constantly been an issue, especially since we took down those great big valances that covered over the arches of the windows, is that if you're ever in here on a morning time, the light that comes in from that side faces east, the early morning light can really be intense. So up in between those brackets is going to be built in again an electric shade that can kind of come down part way or full way, and then cover those windows and provide blocking for that intense sun. And then, like right now, here we are, and it's almost 11:30 in the morning. The sun is now shifted. So those blinds can then go the whole way back up, basically be unseen, and then we still get to be able to look at the architectural nicety of the arches there that are in that window. So,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
yeah, absolutely, best of both worlds. Yeah, boy, how many times you're just like, I don't know, I don't want it to look like that. So that'll all be starting to be installed here at some point as well. So come on through, you can see what's happening in the kitchen area. So this will be like the new entrance into the area, into Wagonalls, out of the kitchen, and you can see, so all of the cabinetry is out. But I think in this area is kind of like a sink.
It's like a beverage area.
Beverage area,
New
yeah.
coffee service will be over here. Ice machine will be over here.
Yeah, so you can begin to see, so some of how that's open. You may remember from Wagonalls that monster coffee pot, that monster coffee percolator, it's gone. But in some sense, this kind of takes place of that.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
And being able to use that. So that's kind of what's happening in here. This whole pantry area really is part of the kitchen now. And that passed through a wall. What's interesting, when I got back from vacation, there had been a steel, like a post jack here holding the ceiling up. But now you can actually see they've added a few blocks.
Yeah.
And
Yep. Some of the old masonry pillar was actually in decay and needed to be beefed up a bit, as we like to say in the construction world.
Yes. So we've never had to add a beam here, if you watch HGTV, but we did add a little bit of support to hold the beam up, which is a poured concrete pier. Yeah. So if you come back in through here,
We might go down the hallway.
let's go down the hallway. As we stand here, you can kind of see that some of the work that has happened. Obviously, not much has happened in the fireside room, except to show that in that back side, there are going to be folding doors that can close off the fireside room, and not unlike the doors that used to be there. And you can see some of the pocket and the tracking that's been put in to put those new doors back in. So we're going back down the hall here now. Thank you.
New janitor closet will be here.
Yes, new janitor closet, which makes the Sextons very happy.
Your 3-compartment sink, I believe, goes over here. Dishwasher will
Sinks.
go over here.
Dishwasher, nice new bright copper piping. And then all of this then just is the back into, you can see supports that are put in for sinks and dishwashers and that sort of thing. And then you can kind of see back into the framing for the storage
Areas. Yep.
Over in this side,
New refrigeration. New freezers.
new refrigerators, new freezers, and there's still going to be some refrigerators and freezers out on that side as well. So I think we have tripled the amount of refrigerator and freezer space.
Actually quadrupled.
Quadrupled. So for those of you who have tried to store things in the refrigerators and freezers, it's gotten bigger.
We hopefully will have enough space now.
As we stand right here in this space, you can see the framing for a new doorway. Right on the other side is the stairs that go upstairs to the offices, the upper level of the building. And there was that opening that had come down the hall towards the kitchen and the library. So there is going to be a door there now for coming in and out, but basically closed off in some sense, not as open as it once was. So come along and we'll take a peek in the kitchen. Thank you. And so this is the kitchen that you may know and remember, or maybe don't remember. So everything obviously has been stripped out and getting ready for the installation of all of the new things that are necessary for putting this place together. Just as a reminder, it's now open back into that whole pantry area that used to be. And also then all of the dishwashing and sink stuff has been moved out into that other space over there. So this opens this whole area up in for cooking, prep cooking space. As you can see, a lot of stuff going on. One of the things somebody's asked me is, are we gonna leave the, for posterity, please check apron pockets before putting it
I think
on.
we should. I think you should sign that, and we'll leave it back on the wall. And,
For somebody in
another 70 years from
70
now,
years
we'll
from
do
now,
a
somebody will
remodel.
discover it like, what the heck was that all about? So there you have it. There's a little bit of what's going on. I hope you see that there's been some serious changes. And down in the, should we go down in the basement?
Sure. Why
Let's
not?
go down in the basement. You can even see what's going on down there. Come along.
Watch your step. So
Yes, so if you take the elevator down, which we don't want you doing right now, if you take the elevator down, we're down here now in the youth center, and as Joe will help us look up, this is all of the stuff, the guts really, of all of the stuff going on upstairs. So electrical, water lines, drain lines, all of that sort of thing. If you remember, one of the things we've talked about for years is that when we remodeled the kitchen, we were going to need to put in a new sewer drain line coming out of that kitchen to be able to install a proper grease trap for the things that we need to do in here. Well, to be able to put those kinds of lines in, this is what's all the spaces underneath that we've had to get at to begin putting some of that kind of line in here. And you can kind of just see things opened up to be able to get at various water lines, various drain lines, sewer lines, all that sort of stuff. The donkey is waiting for Palm Sunday. So as you can see, I'm going to guess that most of you have never been down in this part of the building. And here we are underneath all of that sort of area. Actually, we're underneath the fireside room right now.
Right.
And Joe can show you the area that's where the core drill is going to go through and take our new sewer line right out of the kitchen, right into those areas.
X marks the spot. Actually, it looks more like a plus sign than an X.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's what's been going on, and basically in the last month since we took a walkabout here in this space. I hope you can see a lot of things have happened. A lot of dust and dirt has been generated.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes, there are quite a few areas you can write your name on the surface of the church now. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Much to my chagrin, but with progress comes a little dust.
A little dust, yes, a little dust. So that's what's been going on. I hope you see some of that progress. Thanks, Brian, to you and your staff who help keep us as clean as we're going to be here in this period of time.
Working overtime. But
And the guys at Hagerman and all of the other subcontractors who are working here, they're doing a great job.
fantastic job.
Yeah, really, our construction people are just amazing. A couple of glitches, but anytime you rip into a 100-year-old building, you're gonna find things.
Yeah.
You just
It's amazing what you discover when you uncover, right?
yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
There's a little Bible story like that.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So it's great to see you. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.